This is Lee from On Your Marks Wrestling, and I'm here with a 205 Live review. I'm going to apologize again. I've done so in the past couple of videos, but I will cough throughout this, and I apologize for my voice because I am quite sick right now. So 205 Live starts with a great video package just summarizing what's happened in the Cruiserweight tournament so far. I've been very impressed with the past 205 Lives I've watched. So we start with a match between Akira Tozawa and Hideo Itami versus Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik, or Metalik, whatever, with Kalisto. There's a good kind of mirrored move sequence where two guys are kind of doing the exact same moves at the exact same time. They're thinking the same way. I wrote that the crowd is really tired and there's no chance or anything like that. They're trying to do things. They don't even clap, which is unfortunate because this match is absolutely fine. Excuse me. There you go. Might take a sip of water soon. At one point, one of the coolest spots of the match was Metalik basically kind of puts his head through the second and third ropes, and Dorado runs towards him and basically jumps off of his back, and Metalik helps launch him up straight up in the air for a flying clothesline. It's just the height, the amplitude on this move was really cool. What else did I get? Yeah, eventually Metalik tries to do a move, a high spot off the ropes, and he lands and he kind of hurts his knee. Itami kicks him in the knee, and then he does a finisher that I've never seen before, which is basically it's like almost like a swinging neck breaker or something like it had a lot of movement to it, but it was essentially like a detonation kick, but with a knee instead. I thought it was all right. After the match, there's a little post-fight scuffle between I think it's Dorado and Itami. I guess they thought he crossed the line or something like that. Strong, you cut to basically not a promo, but a little package for Strong, Roderick Strong. He basically talks about his tough upbringing and that he's ready for basically just any kind of match. Then you have a match between Jack Gallagher and Murphy Myers, who, in other words, is basically a jobber. Gallagher kind of dominates, but then Myers gets his little comeback while Gallagher gets knocked out of the ring. Myers tries to go for a sliding drop kick, and Gallagher traps him in the ring apron and just basically kind of beats him up while he's in the apron, puts him back in the ring, hits him with a running headbutt, and wins the match. Drake Maverick, the GM, was at ringside for that match and contributed virtually nothing. He did like a tiny bit of talk about, how he told Gallagher that he needs to step up his game, but that was about it. I expected a little bit more. So then you go to a promo of Alexander. Cedric Alexander talks about he's not going to be the can't win the big one guy anymore. That's basically it. And I wrote another interesting pre-tape promo from Mustafa Ali. So last week he had one where he was sitting on like a fire escape or something like that, and he's just talking about certain things. In this one, he's talking about how his friend was confronted by someone, and instead of stepping up, he took a step back, and it's one of the things that he regrets the most, and he's not going to do that again. And then there's this guy who's walking in behind him, almost like a horror movie kind of thing. It was cool. I really liked it. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of water. And then you have Strong versus Alexander, and that match is great. It never slowed down, really. It was pretty fast all the way through. Alexander eventually takes a face bump that's pretty rough. I thought it was pretty kind of violent into the turnbuckle. There's lots of back and forth. There's a lumbar check on Strong. It ends up with him close to the side of the ring. He's able to put his foot on the rope at 3, or just before 3. There's a really rough-looking back bump by Alexander where Strong basically kind of tosses him on top of the turnbuckle from the outside of the ring. It looked rough. Then Strong hits the end of Heartache on Alexander, and you get a near fall there too with Alexander putting his foot on the rope, so they kind of repeat the same thing. There's a last-ditch effort by both. They do that whole like punching each other in the face in the middle of the ring thing. Alexander ends up getting the cradle on Strong when he's going for his a second move, big move. There's a bit of a show of respect between the guys. It's not exactly a show of respect, but they just kind of look at each other for a minute. And then Dasha Fuentes comes out, and Alexander is crying, cuts a crying promo, really gets a lot of like the baby face kind of stuff that you need out of that. So he's the ultimate good guy, and that's pretty much the end of the show. All right. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.